Hello and welcome back to the Shonen Dump Podcast. I'm your host Nick, and I'm joined by my good friend and co-host Bobby.
Hello, hello.
Today we're going to be continuing kind of where we left off last week, except we're going to be doing a little bit less. Last week we covered everything, kind of explaining the series in case you're new and just happened to click on this for some reason. And this week we're going to be covering just the chapters, just the new stuff that came out. Not every series we're reading is on here this week. That's okay. We'll cover it when that comes out. Bobby's still reading Black Clover. We'll get that on the wheel as soon as he's done. And yeah, we're just going to pick it back off and let's go. I love the chapter. It's a very good chapter. Lots of just basic punching and
the consecutive normal punches.
And Saitama not dying to being punched through the earth. Which I think was very cool.
Yeah, Yusuke Murata always drawing like really peak looking action. It's always really strong. There's something about like the way that he like draws like moving like I guess objects and body parts. I don't know, like the way it's like lined and stuff. It's like always kind of incredible.
Yeah, and the like last panel too, the one with them just chilling, how the fight ended. It's just a beautiful little landscape. Them sitting in a house that's like in the middle of just a surrounding water. It looks like an ocean.
Yeah,
like
I love that.
Plain.
I love that panel. Just like the way that they're sitting is like just hilarious. They're just gonna sit down and talk. Like I don't know. It's kind of funny because it's like I'm thinking about this just now, but like I don't know. Like most things in most series like this where like fighting's involved, it's like the way you quote unquote change someone's mind is to like you beat them up and they just kind of like subscribe to your philosophy is like how a lot of shonen do it because the fights are symbolic of the ideals, but this is kind of a lot more realistic in that it's just kind of like, well, if you're gonna change someone's ideology then you just talk to them. Real.
Yeah, one loves doing that though, just the talking to the villain to end it kind of thing. He's done it in Mob Psycho and stuff like that as well. He's a guy who believes that conflict doesn't have to be solved with your fists. I mean, he although he does make that happen a lot in his series, it's not always the 100% correct solution. I think that's cool. What did you think about the stuff with what was his name? Blast? Do you remember?
Blast? Ooh, that was like a while ago, right?
Well, in this chapter.
Oh, what was I can't remember. I like read the chapter like a week ago at this point.
When Saitama was like punched through the earth, Blast was like it just said like in another dimension, and Blast was there with a few shadowy figures, and he was like, why is the earth's like shape changing? Because when he got punched through it, it was like a ball, and then it just like it kind of like expanded out in one way. And it was like, we have to go and deal with this. And like he's with like what looked like the first ever big bad from outer space that was at the end of season 1's the anime.
Oh, right. I do remember that actually.
Yeah, he looked like he was with one of that race in this alternate dimension. I'm very curious to see like what comes of this because like we don't really even know him. We just know he's the number one hero, but like we don't know him.
There's like a few other people that we don't really know, right? And he's with the number one hero, or
he is the number one hero.
Well, I only say right because it's like there was something about what was it? Well, didn't like I know her Japanese name is like Tatsumaki. Her like English one is like not hurricane, storm,
tornado.
Yeah. Didn't she have like some moment? I could be forgetting something, but didn't she have some moment where she was like, "You're not the real like him" or whatever?
I don't remember that at all. You might be right.
There was some moment where she had like a backstory, and she was like, "Oh, I remember." Like some formative moment involved him giving her some sort of wisdom. And she recognized that this guy contradicted that wisdom that he was given. So I don't know. I had been under the assumption that this guy's like either not real, or like if he is real, then like something significant has changed in him since that time at least. So I don't know.
I vaguely remember that, but I can't.
Because like we associate him as like Blast as like a bad guy. But I guess there's no direct association between him and the number one hero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, very very cool chapter though.
Yeah, no, I'm again never disappointed with One Punch Man. It's very fun. Mm-hmm. I hope we get a new chapter soon, because it doesn't have like a release schedule compared to like other stuff. But
yeah, it just comes out when it comes out.
But I do like it when it's like the one before this one wasn't too long ago, so fingers crossed to getting more.
One thing I gotta say about like the art in general, like in that last panel especially, there's something about this where it's like, I don't know what it is. Like One Punch Man, just like it looks different than like when it's doing like pages like this in that last spread, where it's like something with the lighting and the shading. It's just like incredible. You have like RTX on, like there's like reflections in like the table that like I don't know, man. It's just I don't know what he's doing to make it like so pretty and detailed. Maybe it kind of feels like he's like taking a picture that he like colored with marker and he like monochromes for like this really like cool like effect, like this cool like rendering effect. I don't really know how, but it's so nice.
So the raid's over.
It seems like, I mean, they were basically in the chapter, they were like, Kaido had won, except he didn't. It was actually Luffy. They had that like ongoing like narration thing that finished and ended the chapter.
Who's narrating? I want to know who's narrating.
Who's narrating? We don't even know it. I bet it's Panda Man. Morgan? No, I think Panda Man is the narrator of One Piece.
I had someone tell me that they thought Brook is the narrator for One Piece. Like he's telling the story like later on after everyone has died. Like that's like fan theory.
Okay, that's a cool idea. That's cute.
It's literally nothing we can prove, but it is a cute idea where he's just like telling the story of his crew.
Right.
That is
cute. Big News Morgan would be the
big
most.
Big news.
Big news of this.
So the chapter, the Luffy did his big punch and literally just boomed Kaido right into the Earth's crust. There's like a little volcano layer of Wano.
There was like a thing with him. That was Big Mom, right?
Yeah, that's Big Mom. Yeah. I'm not sure like how they're not both just obliterated. But you know.
Wrong. Yeah, I mean, maybe they just might not be dead. They might come back.
Oh no, they're definitely alive. Oda does not like to kill anyone, but
he's like, always very explicit when someone dies.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's never subtle. If the guy from CP0 is dead, I'll be pleasantly surprised because it wasn't shown and it was subtle. He just tipped his hat and that was it. It was over. If he's actually dead, that would be great because that was a pretty cool way to go out, to be honest. But if he like comes back in like a what's it called, cover page story, CP0 mask guys travel around the world, then I'll be a little disappointed because it was pretty sick. But I love this chapter. Love the stuff with what's her name? Not Tama. Smile Girl, the girl who ate the smile fruit and her dad died. That stuff was awesome. I'm actually excited to see how that's animated in like 3 weeks when the anime catches up to the manga.
Oh yeah, the anime has been doing like crazy work in adapting the manga. Like it's kind of incredible.
Yeah.
I think for me, one of the only flaws of the Wano arc, and it might not even be a flaw, it might just be like because I'm reading weekly, I feel like the pacing of chapters week to week is like kind of whack. Like I feel like it's a little too fast. I feel like the chapters are like a little too dense. But I kind of wonder if in the volume format it just helps to give the feeling of chaos. Like it's a very chaotic, like everything's happening all at once. because weekly it feels like certain moments kind of get lost, but maybe that's the intention, and it's just difficult when you're compartmentalizing like 19 pages a week when you read. But like the anime definitely taking chapter by chapter, it slows down the pace to what I feel like is just really like good. Like they're able to focus on like a lot of the big moments like a lot harder. And I'm really excited for the anime to adapt the like scene where all the lanterns are flying, because like
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
sure that'll be so
exactly
pretty.
that's exactly what I was thinking about when I was reading. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be a pretty anime spot. Did you know that Wano's been going on for like 4 years?
Oh yeah, dude. It's crazy.
This is
I
my
actually
first. This is my first time being caught up for like an arc. I got caught up literally like 4 weeks before Wano started.
yeah,
So
like
this
I
is my
remember
first like full arc experiencing it. It's kind of
it's
crazy for
crazy,
me.
dude. I've been reading One Piece since I've been in like middle school. Like I remember in middle school, like on in like a computer lab computer, I was reading the Punk Hazard chapters with the Yeti Cool brothers. So I've kind of like I've like been there, dude. Like I don't know why I remember the Yeti Cool brothers specifically. Like Dressrosa, like that took like a hot minute, and like I wasn't really worried or complaining about it. I didn't really care. I was just like, oh cool, this is like what's happening now. But like
I mean,
comparatively, like Punk Hazard was a lot faster than like Dressrosa or even Whole Cake, and Wano's just insanely long. But I think where we are in the story, it makes sense that there's a lot of stuff that's happening because we're getting a lot of like converging plot lines for characters.
you actually are the one who introduced One Piece to me. So I just want to formally thank you right here.
I introduced it to you like I don't know
Let's
8
see.
years
I was
ago.
a freshman. So that was, let's see, I graduated 2017. Doing math, 4 years before that. That's when.
That's like 8 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
How time flies. But the One Piece stayed the same pretty much, and it's like you were talking about it going kind of fast, but like thinking about it, if something was taking me 4 years to get through, to be honest, I'd probably be going quicker too.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it's crazy. That's why I say like in the volumes, maybe it's intended to be this way because it's
mhm.
just like I don't know, like, but it's crazy how long Wano is, and I feel like I could have been okay with another year's worth of chapters.
Well, I just wonder how much more is going to come from like One Piece after this. Like people say, like, oh, Elbaf is next, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we're just saying that because it's a place that was talked about. Like,
Mhm.
I don't think we've ever been given. We've only seen it through like a Big Bomb flashback, right? Like, who's to say
Yeah,
the next
yeah, because
stop
she's
isn't
like from
Laughdale?
Elbaf.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that is supposed to be the order. You never know if we're gonna get like a little mini arc though, because like Zoe was like a very very like short like
Mm.
in between. It felt like, and so you never know when we're gonna get another one of those.
I think
So
we might get a return to Zoe since Zunasha's literally like right here.
yeah, yeah, we have to figure out what happens with Carrot too. Who's gonna join the crew?
Bro, I was thinking about that. I was doing some big brain thinking. Because we can't talk about it anymore until we get to the podcast. So I only have my own thoughts. But the what I was thinking of is Straw Hats. Momonosuke is now big. Presumably he looks like Odin. Somebody made a comment. It's like he looks just like, and we didn't get to see. I'd assume Odin is who he's going to be referring to. And Momonosuke said, "I don't want to open the borders right now,"
Hmm.
um, which I thought was kind of interesting, very interesting. But that's all to say. I think Momonosuke might go be with the Straw Hats.
Ooh, you think he's the one who's gonna join the crew?
I don't want to put all my eggs in that basket because it's kind of a long shot. But like I still think the most likely one is Yamato.
Yeah.
However, he might want to do the whole Odin thing, especially if he looks like Odin now. Um, and Kurosaki might become the shogun, the acting shogun for the time being, at least until he's
Hmm.
back. I don't know. because she's been there this whole time. So
Yeah, but no one knew that she's been there this
right,
whole time
I guess, but like she
They would accept her though. They are like kind of down with the fact that she's not dead. It's
yeah, yeah. So we'll see. He'll probably stay. And to be honest, like the idea of them not opening the border makes a lot of sense to me. Because the last time they like let an outsider in, he completely took over their country and like completely just tapped out their land. So like if I was if I was a resident of Wano and Kaido was the last outsider we let in, I'd be like, yeah, can we take a break and like rebuild first before we let travel happen? So like that, I think that's actually pretty cool writing from Oda.
Yeah, no, it's like the dream was like have the borders open, but now it's kind of like you get it, the like we don't know exactly why he doesn't want the borders open yet, but I think it is pretty reasonable to assume he's trying to take like a wait and see approach, like keep the tensions low, and then maybe when things are better, because like the problem with opening the borders is like, who are you opening the borders to? And the answer is like the Marines, kind of, which at the moment might not seem like a cool idea to like us readers, considering the people who saved Wano just now are pirates. Well, but I guess you could argue the pirates had to save Wano from pirates,
But yeah, no, looking forward to what is to come, and the Zoro being like dead meme is still ringing true. Hopefully he's not dead. I want to see that boy get up and continue to be lost. Yeah, I just I want to see more. I want to see more Frankie. Frankie's my favorite Straw Hat. And I don't know, I'm excited because it seems like we might be leaving and starting a whole new adventure. This will be my second arc. I guess Zoe was technically my first. But not.
I'm ready to see the new
arc.
bounties. Give me the new bounties.
Dude, new bounties. Luffy's gonna be a Yonko, yeah.
I mean, he just took one down, and so did Law and Kid. Like,
yeah, but Law and Kid needed each other for it. They're gonna have to share a spot.
They're gonna have to share. So it's the Goko now. We have the Goko.
No, they have to. They're literally just like half. It's like
So you're the big, and I'm the mom.
Yes, exactly. It would be like Eustace Law.
Trafalgar Kid.
I want to see new bounties. I want to see everyone like react to big news Morgans saying Luffy beat up Kaido. It'll be a good couple chapters. We got to see the end of Reverie, right?
Yeah.
That needs to happen.
I was gonna say that again. Actually. I was gonna mention like we need to get like Reverie Part 2, because it's just like we're still waiting on that, like kind of.
What about how do you feel about the cover arc that's been going on? Nichiji and Yonji being trapped.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're getting broken out now, but
right, this chapter.
Yeah, I mean, it's like fine. I feel like a lot of the cover chapters, they're not like huge deals. You just know they just kind of give you a sense of like time outside of the arc in a way where it's like, okay, they're gonna reintegrate this eventually, because like that's how I kind of felt about the Jinbei one too with Caribou. I was just kind of like, okay, this is like happening. It's fine. Like obviously it's not being fleshed out, so it's hard to like care as much as I do for like the main part of the chapters, like as always. But like the only one where I can recall things feeling like they were kind of big was like the Eneru cover story, because he like went to the moon and found like poneglyphs on the moon with little robot dudes, and that was like, what the but I mean, it's fine, it's cool. Like I'm curious to see how it'll get integrated, but I feel like I could say that about every cover story.
True. He just went up there. He just flew up there. My favorite one, and this is a lie, is when Jinbei just wandered around for a few chapters.
instead of being with the gang.
Yeah, he was just wandering around. Whatever. Um, yeah, no. One Piece always good. We could talk for probably way longer about everything, but we should probably
Oh yeah.
like move on. Is there anything else you want to add before we zip zap zooey out of here?
No, good chapter. The next one, it didn't say when the next one would be, did it? I don't even know.
It's a week. It's a week from now.
A week? Okay. Cool.
Yep.
I'm ready
no
for
delay.
the end of Wano.
Me too. It's probably gonna be like 5 more chapters before we get that though. More than likely. Spy Family. I love this series. I don't care about this chapter.
Yeah, I mean, it was like Frankie and Bondo just having like a cute
Not
moment.
Bondo. No, that's me and Roboco, bro. Bond.
Bond. This one is just Bond, right? I wrecked myself, dude. It was cute. I mean, it was like fine. It was nothing like super special.
Out of the whole family, Bond. I mean, it's kind of just like a given. Like Bond is my least favorite, but like I still like him. I like Frankie a lot too, but it's just kind of like the point of the chapter was something that just doesn't like Bond as a character doesn't interest me. I like Bond as like a support for like the other three.
Yeah, like I like the chapters where it's like I really like the chapter where it was Lloyd and Bond.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. Frankie and Bond is like a weird pairing that I didn't exactly want, nor did I not realize I wanted it. I was just kind of like, when I see this chapter, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, that's cute. I'm kind of curious as to why this is like chapter 26.4 on the Shonen Jump thing.
Yeah, I'm like maybe because it's not like a story arc, it's kind of like a mini story. But I feel like the last 3 are not points, if you know what I mean. Like they should be their own thing, but whatever. There might be some crazy nonsense behind it.
Yeah, I kind of get it in the sense that like 60, what is it, 62? 62.123, they were like kind of supposed to be the same thing, and Spy X Family is usually more episodic than that. It was kind of weird for this one. I guess they're only talking this on because, like you said, it was kind of a shorter chapter. It was only like 12 pages, and so it's just kind of like
it was only 12 pages. I didn't notice. I just kind of read.
Yeah, no, it felt short because it was short. So.
Okay.
Kind of not too much to talk about other than I guess you could say like I don't know. I mean, I think it's cool how like Bond is his own character in a way and not just dog.
It's just we don't have enough time to get to really attach ourselves to him.
Yeah, like, he can't talk either, so he's kind of like only reaction. Even still, he still gets character development, which is like kind of impressive in its own right. It's just
funny.
His peaks that he's competing with probably the 3 best characters in Spy Family. So it's like I don't know, man. He's just that stiff competition.
It's true. Frankie though, he's up there as well. I really am interested to see how Lloyd and him, because I thought the backstory last few chapters would have explained why they're friends, and I guess it sort of does, but they like separated after that moment and at some point got back in touch. So I'm just a little confused as to how that could have happened. I want to know more, but I'm sure we will get that eventually. So yeah, I don't have really anything more to say about it. It was a cute chapter. It didn't really have much story relevance. I enjoyed it. Congratulations, me and Roboco.
What can you say? They're getting the anime.
They're getting an anime. That's awesome. That's I when I first saw it pop up in Shonen Jump, it came with this what I originally thought was a really dumb looking banner. Thinking back, it's kind of funny now, but just having all the characters of Jump just look like Roboco doing the like running pose.
Oh yeah.
That was like I saw that. I had no clue what it was. So I was like, this looks silly. Probably not going to check it out. And then I ended up doing it. Don't know why. I don't even remember why I picked it up, but I did, and I was like, this is hilarious. I love this. And this chapter is just them messing around, thinking that they need to change stuff so the anime is more successful, but they're the joke is they just need to stay the same, and it's cute.
Yeah, I love all the jokes. I really liked the Roboco with the really big anime eyes. I thought that was super funny. It was just so gross looking, you know? It's really funny to me. I also oh yeah.
The one that got me was the Bondo's mom with the ladle.
Oh,
that
the
made me
censoring the
laugh.
ladle. That was really good too. The one reference that like really killed me was when Motsuo Bondo is like when Motsuo and Gorilla were like they changed their art style and was like and Bondo is like telling Motsuo like aren't your best friends like Norman and Emma or something? And I was just like, oh my god, dude, that was a Promise Neverland
He did look
reference.
look a lot like Ray there.
It's not the first time that they've mentioned that either. It's not the first time they've made that joke, but it's a good one, so I don't really care.
It is. It's really good. Big fan. The fun thing is like nobody I've ever spoken to about this series has ever thought that it would amount to anything. Like when I first showed it to my girlfriend, she was just like, "This looks hideous." And I don't know. I mean, like it's not traditionally like the most appealing looking thing, but I don't know. I've grown to really like the art style. And I don't know. I'm kind of like kind of happy for it. Like it kind of deserves it. It makes me laugh, makes me smile, and I'm sure as an anime it'll do the same thing. I just wonder if they'll change the jokes to match a different format because
I was actually thinking about like the anime adapting this chapter particularly because they can't. I was just like, I guess they have to just skip this one, right?
Yeah. I like that some characters were like, we don't appear until chapter 56. We probably won't be in the anime.
That was really good. I like that.
That's funny.
Makes me wonder, like, so does that mean it's because if they're making that joke, then it's like basically confirmed that the anime is not going to be ongoing. It's just going to be like a season or two, and it's just going to like adapt probably 50 chapters ish.
I don't know. I think they just assumed they might. I assumed they might get like 12 episodes or something for the first season, see how it does, and then go from there.
Because this is definitely one of those series where you could have like it's very episodic. Every chapter is obviously very episodic. So you could definitely have like an A-B part. I know Kaguya, a lot of their episodes are ABC. Like they have 3 stories per episode.
You could probably do that with this one too.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely could see that too. But that would mean that he does get to show up in the anime. So
yeah, no, very, very proud of them again. Another series that's just kind of like this chapter was just like, you know, it was great. I liked it, but it really didn't do much except for like kind of celebrate their accomplishment, which I mean they've every right to. Very cool.
Oh, one last thing that I'm gonna mention because it just came to my mind.
Sure.
When you were talking about like how the anime is gonna adapt certain jokes, definitely they have to change some because I recall while catching up on this series, in one of the earliest chapters, they made a reference to like Act Age as like a joke. And I was like, oh, they can't do that anymore.
Yeah. For those who don't know about Act Age, it's a series that got canceled because the creator, one of the 2 creators, committed some terrible crimes. So, and the other creator is now no longer able to work too well, at least in Jump, because the other one ruined it for him because they were tied to them, which is
stigma is it's gonna last a while.
But their work, which was not done by the bad guy, is very good. They shouldn't have to pay for the other guy's wrongdoings. But yeah, no, they'll definitely have to change that joke.
Definitely gonna be just a bunch in general that like are not gonna work the same. But
They might need to make some manga jokes be about anime, and I don't know.
yeah,
We'll
that's what
see.
Gintama does. Gintama like has done that a lot. So like there was
Yeah.
one joke in Gintama where they were like, "Oh my god, the series is so long. Someone could like sleep on a bed of the volumes." Then they changed it in the anime to someone could sleep on a bed of the Blu-rays.
All right. Yeah. No. I think that's good for Roboco. Is there anything else you want to say,
Nope,
Bobby?
I got everything. Congratulations to me and Roboco for getting an
Yes.
anime that I think is pretty well deserved for I think an underrated series.
Yeah. No. A lot of people seem to be upset. I guess I'm not done talking about it. A lot of people seem to be upset with the fact that this got an anime. Over like I've seen some tweets when it was announced. It was like, uh, this so X series should get an anime before this one. Why is Roboco getting it? And um, you know, I just be happy for him. Like
Yeah, I mean like I don't know. For when I hear stuff like that, I'm just kind of like I don't know. It's not it's not like me and Roboco is taking away an anime from another series. There's
right.
so many anime studios who like all adapt different things. Like you can't just like I don't even know the studio that's adapting me and Roboco, but like what if that studio is like not good at doing action shows? What if they like are really good at like slice of life comedy? Like would you really want like let's say cuz like what are the other like long series in Jump that don't get anime, right? Like what Undead Unluck is like
Yeah,
not getting an anime. It's like over 100 chapters. Like I don't know, man. Like, do you want Undead Unluck to not have good action scenes?
I
Like
just want it to be a
it's not a
slideshow,
net.
bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like this is not something that is like it's not zero sum. You know, it's not zero sum. Just because me and Roboco does like just because me and Roboco gets an anime does not take away the opportunity for other series to get anime. No, it's just like how it is.
Doron Dororon, you know, the trope of we were shown a visage of someone we care about. We can't attack them. Happened this chapter. They're still fighting the guy, same one they were fighting last week.
Yeah,
Um,
I felt that it was kind of similar to that what was it in Demon Slayer, the Mugen Train arc. It was a little bit similar to that in that it's like they're being shown images of their loved one to like detract from the fact that make them forget that like they're supposed to be fighting. And it's like I don't know. It's kind of weird because usually chapters like this, the point of like this type of message is typically for it to be beaten by the fact that they accept reality. You know, the main character like accepts the fact that they're dead, they accept reality, and they're ready to move on and continue forward. But I felt like the way that this chapter portrayed that in Doron Dororon this week was like, it was more so like, oh, it felt less of like, oh, I've accepted this fact, I'm moving on. And it felt more like it was like, ooh, well, I don't need you because I have other friends that will keep me grounded anyway. And I was just kind of like, I don't know if I really agree with that message personally, but I mean, maybe you felt differently. I don't know because that's
it
how
was
I interpret it.
yeah, it was also done at like times 10 speed of like what it would normally take. Like I'm pretty sure in Demon Slayer it was like a couple chapters of that, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it like not even half the chapter was that. I don't think. Maybe it was more, and I just don't remember. But like, it was happening to two different characters at the exact same time, and we were having to see their inner thoughts about it. And it was just like, I don't know. It was it just felt like it happened and then it was over in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, like, cause like I don't know, like what were they say? What did they say? Kusanagi said like he was like I might not have been able to break free if I was alone, and I was just kind of like that I don't know what to say. Like, so you're saying that like you're not strong. Like, I understand that the message is supposed to be like they're not strong enough on their own, but together they're strong. But like, I don't know. I feel like there's some things in life where you need to be able to be strong enough on your own to just move on, and I feel like something like this is one of those things, you know? Like, to emotionally get over the fact that like you have a friend who's like dead. I feel like you can't just lean on other people for like baggage like that. That's just me, like, in my own ideas. Like, I don't know. I just don't. It was extremely fast, like you said. They like there was no like real like thought put into it. Even the fact that like I could get a message out of it somehow that even if I don't agree with it, it's because they like literally just told me. Like, they didn't really show like how they were feeling. They just had the characters like dialogue at me and be like, "This is why I got through this crazy tribulation." And I'm just like, okay, that's cool. I guess you can get on to the fight now.
Yeah, no. I kind of want this particular fight to be over. I'm not a big fan of like this villain that popped up out of nowhere. Um,
It's not showcasing like any like cool new characters like either. Like, really, it's I'm
yeah,
sure maybe they'll like do a cool new attack or something, but so far it's just kind of been like big energy slash.
yeah. They kind of dropped the like main female protagonist, right?
I wouldn't say they dropped her, but there's no reason for her to be involved here, so I guess she's just not here. But like, the series has only been going 24 chapters. She's
True.
shown up like, I don't know, not too many ago. Like, before this arc, I think she was still involved, so I wouldn't say like they dropped her.
All right. I don't literally don't have anything else to say about this series.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
mean, next week, I'm hoping, based on the pacing of this series, like, it's been very very fast.
Hmm.
Like, it's just, I'm sure we'll like finish the fight and we can go on after next week, but I'm not really feeling this arc too much at all. So
My Hero Academia. Dever versus All for One.
and Hawks
I guess in
and
Hawks as well, and like
Tokoyami and Yoka or Earphone Jack.
Jiro. It's
Yeah,
going.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. He's kind of using the what's his name? Not Toga. Dabi. He's using like Dabi. Like Toya. Toya is like his real name, right? Or is that his dead name? I don't know. But they're using like Dabi Toya to like mess with Endeavor's head, like All for One is. And I don't know. Like, it's like cool. Like, he's getting saved by Okuyami and Jiro. Um yeah, I mean, do you have any like thoughts? Because it's difficult for me to process how I really feel about this chapter personally.
It's just like nothing of I hate to say it, but like I just don't think anything of importance is going to happen. Like until Midoriya is fighting Shigaraki, I just think it's going to be like obligatory just fight for fight's sake after fight, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
the Todoroki versus Dabi fight of last week just kind of soured my mood to this whole arc. Like I don't it just was one chapter of like one of the literally probably I would say like one of the most anticipated fights of the entire like to the fans of the entire series. Like and like it's just one chapter and one move in that chapter and I just like I don't know I Endeavor fighting All for One like I don't think it's gonna end with him beating All for One like I don't think he's gonna lose either. I think just something will happen, and they're gonna have to retreat, or All for One's gonna have to retreat. Just
Mm-hmm.
because, like, I feel like Midoriya is gonna have to do something. And if they do beat All for One, it should be Endeavor because he's the number one hero, and he kind of has to prove that. He hasn't really done like a whole lot really with that title, especially with like the scandal and everything. So like I feel like he should get a chance to just show off what he can do. But I just don't get the feeling like it's gonna be anything satisfying. So like I don't know.
Well, because Hawks was in the chapter was talking about like I gotta be there to support him because like him trying to atone like is what's in a way like holding him back. Because like Hawks was mentioning like, oh well, I could make like a clean break with my past, but he can't. That's why he's like not really able to do this on his own, which is why I guess they had like the two others come in like working together to like show that like it's okay, I guess, to like not like have to be the number one strongest like standing pillar. Like it's okay to like have others, I guess. I don't know. Not really sure at the moment, but like we'll see next chapter, I guess, like how this like is supposed to play out. I definitely think that the intention for Endeavor though is not to be able to like I don't think the intention is for Endeavor to beat All for One personally, because I feel like that's a very like All Might thing to like set up, and I think the series goes out of its way to explicitly not make Endeavor like an All for One, or I'm sorry, like an All Might. Because, you know, All Might is supposed to be, like, the ideal pillar. He is, like, the single man who, like, is the symbol for, like, the society's justice and whatnot. But, like, I feel like there was a lot of effort put in to make Endeavor not that. So I feel like trying to paint it as, like, an Endeavor all-for-one fight is, like, supposed to be not what you're supposed to get out of it. But, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see how, like, the fight can. But
well, they're just the like main, like they're the mains in the fight. Like Endeavor has a lot of assists, but like it's a fight with Endeavor and All for One, with like Endeavor having homies to back him up, basically.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know. I'd like it to be good. I don't want it. I'm not like rooting for it to fail, but I'm just like kind of like a little skeptical going into each chapter. Like, am I gonna be satisfied?
Yeah, I think Tokoyami coming in makes sense. Like the pairing of him and Jiro is like a little unexpected to me. But I guess.
Well, Tokoyami like is in love with Hawks or something. Like,
oh yeah,
he's the one who trained him. So
I understand why he's there. The pairing of him and Jiro together coming there is. I was like a little unexpected, but I was like, oh okay.
Yeah, no, it was good chapter, but not anything substantial yet. Still hoping.
Yeah, we're still waiting on how this plays out. The setup has changed a little bit, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Blue Box. You called it last week.
Just remind me what I said, because
what happened in this chapter? You said it. You said, "Oh, she's gonna say, oh no." Actually, we kind of both called it. Now I'm thinking about it.
That's what I was thinking, because when I read it, I was like, "Oh, Nick got it," but I was like, I wasn't, you know. So when you tell me that I got it, I was like,
"Well,
what?"
I got the him saying no, because he was just like to catch you up if you didn't watch the last one or didn't read the last one. The Hina and the main character. Taichi, they're rehearsing for a play she's doing, and it's Snow White, or no, is it Snow White or Sleeping Beauty? One of the two. She has to be woken up with a kiss.
No, it's Snow White. I mean, they both. But it's Snow White.
She has to be woken up with a kiss, and she's like, last chapter ends with, "Do you want to try it for real?" And it's like, oh, they're both blushing, like, whoa. And last week, Bobby said, he was like, "Oh, she's probably just gonna be like, no way, I don't want to. You really thought I would do that? We're not even dating." And I said I would love it if he just said no. And both happened. Both of those happened. It was great. He said no. She said, "Ah, I was just kidding. Why are you taking it so seriously?" And then she walked away. But we actually got some pretty interesting like inner monologue from Taichi. Um,
Through the sports.
well, through the sports, but like right after like she left the room, he like got down, he like bent down. He's like, "Oh, like I can't take this. Like I can't
Oh
take
yeah,
this
yeah,
anymore."
yeah.
And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Is he like trying to like flip flop?" Because he's been super hyper in love with the main girl, and
Hmm.
now he's just seemingly like kind of thinking about stopping. I don't know. The sports yet again don't matter, but they serve as eye candy during like exposition,
I was
which
actually
is cool.
thinking about like a sports moment that could have happened. Like this is just like me injecting, like if I were to set up the chapter of Blue Box, the way I would have personally done it would have been I would have had a moment where it's like, because I do think the sports are kind of, they feel less involved and more tacked on. Because like in my mind, when I was reading, like I had the idea of like, what if there was a moment where like some guy could like hit the birdie to either like the one end or the other, and it was like a 50-50 scenario, and Taichi was just like stuck in the middle and he wasn't sure, so he just stood frozen and like made like did nothing. Because
Mm.
the reason I thought about that was because there was like this like weird symbolism where it was like Taichi's like feet like dried up like walking in a desert, and I understood because I let me find it right here because it says, yeah, his inner monologue was like, even with sports, I'm the only one who's not making any progress. And I was just kind of like, it's cool. Like it was a cool visual. Like the art is very good. I think Blue Box's art in general is like always really good. But it like was a little bit strange of like a symbol to kind of what I felt like was tacked on. Maybe there was like something to like precede this that like made it make more sense. But yeah, I mean like I think the situation is like the drama. I like the drama. It's
Right.
just, yeah, I just feel like it could have been executed a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like I said last week, I just want them to like kind of get a move on this whole romance thing. Like I'm down for it, but like it's a lot of back and forth of just nothing happening in the end. It's like flirting, literally just like flirting with the idea. And that might be the point. That might be the point. And then
A little melodramatic, but that's how romances work in
yeah.
series like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I want like dates to happen. I don't know. Um
But then
like
there's no love triangle. Then,
what if it's an open relationship? There they go. They can
whoa,
just
they go poly. They're poly.
we both love you. So oh, that's
But what sport has triples?
bowling. It's sort of three-person bowling team.
Oh my god, team tournament, bowling team tournament.
But yeah, no, I'm wondering if this big tournament's like gonna even be worth waiting for. I don't think so. Like I just kind of wonder why the like author's building up like the tournament at all, like being a thing that will matter. Because like he's like worrying about this other first year. In fact, the chapter like ends with him like meeting the first year.
Yeah, Yusa.
Yeah, it'd be more like he doesn't have any rivals in love, which is what the story's about. He has rivals in sports that doesn't matter the series. So it's like, do these guys even matter? Like, yeah, like they probably matter to the character in universe, but like as a reader, it's just
Yeah, it's a little like I kind of want there because there is sort of a tie with the sports and the romance that like Taichi's personal development is like kind of tied to both, and so you'll like see the reflection of like how his love life affects sports like his sports life, and you'll see like how his sports kind of acts as like a way for other people in the series to like view him. Because I mean I guess the idea is that like one of the things that like makes him attractive is that like he's so like hardworking, and this is kind of the way that see that like literally because I don't know. I think it's like integrated in a way that's like very physical, tangible, but I would like to see it be a little more like intertwined in like a thematic kind of way.
Right. But I mean, I honestly don't expect that to change. We're kind of on a trajectory right now. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I think the setup for the tournament is like kind of like for the reader, I guess it's kind of like an anchoring point for like the pacing. It's kind of just like, well, if there's a tournament, there's going to be a big moment, and if there's a big moment in Blue Box, that means that something's going on romantically because that's the main focus of the series. So I guess like for me, like when I see like I get the point in a way that's like not a message. I kind of get the point on like a level where it's like, which that's good or bad depending on how you feel about it. But I like get it, but not in the way that I think like someone who's trying to like be immersed, like
right. I don't know. I guess at this point we just have to wait and see. I expect we're just going to see more love triangle nonsense, but you know, tournaments, however close, I guess we'll just have to wait and see for that.
That's a cute read.
Hmm. We just
Dude,
get like
you called it.
can we just get a rest in peace, please? Can we just give me a salute goodbye? Uh, this is one I didn't want to call because I was really excited. I like this series a lot, but it is now dead. I was saying last week that it feels like they don't really have a lot to say.
You even
Left.
mentioned like you were so scared at like the beginning of the last chapter because it
Yeah.
was them making the manga, and then it like now it's like, oh well, you
Spec-
were right. It is over.
Specifically, it was about them saying stuff like, "Oh, I didn't get to end it the way I wanted to," and I was like, "Oh no, is this?" And they're like, "No, it's just it's some sort of weird allegory." But yes, they are. It was canceled. Um,
Fight's not even over. They don't
fight
even finish the
fight
fight.
didn't end. Yeah, the fight didn't end. The chapter ended with them fighting the big bad. Literally, the last panel was like, we're gearing up to fight the big bad guy, and that's how it ended. And basically, like, I'll always have friends by my side that'll make me stronger. And I was like,
Yeah, I mean, you never know like why exactly series like this like get canceled. I kind of liked it. I mean, if you want to take the last chapter for anything, it was because the main character was too bland or something like that. Like,
mm,
maybe that's why. Maybe like it just wasn't popular among most people because main character wasn't cool enough or something. You never know. I have noticed there was like I did notice a decline in the art consistency like at some point, but I don't know if that's because the author couldn't take it anymore because that was also kind of a thing in the last chapter where it was like, oh man, my legs are bleeding or whatever, and I was just like, I don't know if it was just the mangaka like couldn't take the lifestyle for too much, or if it was canceled because it wasn't popular enough, or maybe a combination. And it's just you never know how series like this end, like why they end. So not good to make assumptions, but
right.
very unfortunate because I did enjoy this series like a pretty good amount.
Isn't this the author of Hell's Paradise?
I believe so. I haven't read Hell's Paradise. So I
Neither
like
have
don't
I.
know.
I just saw the name. But I don't know. I liked it because I genuinely thought that the protagonist being a super uber meathead was kind of a change. He literally never cared about the plot, um, which might contribute to its failings. Um, I enjoyed those parts, but others might not. Might think it's a little bit bland. I don't know. Gonna miss it. I thought it was cool. I thought the art was cool. Um, I wish I could say more, but it sadly had to rush to a conclusion, which was unsatisfying.
Yeah, they set up like this whole big like, political like structure with how the town is and like all the big heads, and they just kind of blazed through all of them, and I was just kind of like, okay, I guess
Yeah.
there.
What are you gonna do? Maybe it can move over to Jump Plus or something, but I don't think so. I think it
Nah,
might be over.
it seems because they usually say at the end of these types of things, the story continues, whatever, blah blah blah. But it was just the end.
hmm I read something earlier on the Viz website. They had an article kind of with each author making a comment about just whatever this week. And the Ayashimon one was just like, "Thank you so much for reading." Like it was short, but it was sweet. Thank you. And I was like, "Aw." I think he said maybe next time. So wish him nothing but the best. I liked your series, very good. Something I didn't bring up earlier, but I guess I can. I get a chance to now. Me and Roboco getting an anime. I was seeing some people get upset because they were saying that Roboco kicked off Ayashimon of Jump for some reason,
What?
even though they've both existed. There were some tweets of people just being like, "Yeah, no, me and Roboco existing, like, and getting an anime like knocked off other stuff," and I'm like, "What?
That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense
Me
whatsoever."
and Roboco, first of all, was
Came
established.
first.
Yeah, it was established. Like it wasn't just like because you could argue if someone were to say, oh, Doron Dororon picked off Ayashimon,
Mm-hmm.
they're like about the same length. So like in my mind, I could understand maybe there's a world where they were like, we're putting in 2 series, only one of you's making it out. Maybe Jump is that cutthroat. I could see that maybe. But like to say me and Roboco, it was 50 chapters established before like Ayashimon like existed.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know, man.
I thought it was a little silly. I think it might just be people not understanding how it works. But
Yeah. I mean, a comedy series does not take the place of
no.
an action series either.
I think
They're not even
some
the same like
people-
demographic.
I just think some people don't respect the comedy series.
They don't.
They see it as like taking the spot of an action series, I guess.
Yeah, no, they don't. I remember I used to follow like some forums like back in the day. It's a forum, so it had to be back in the day. Of like they would always show the results for the weekly Shonen Jump rankings, like in Japan, obviously, but like
Yeah.
it was very frequently like Gintama was always near the bottom. Gintama was like always near the bottom, and like, but it never gets canceled. And it's like, how is Gintama like hang on? It's the reason is because comedy series are held to a different type of standard. Like I'm not saying that the comedy series are lower quality, but the way the Shonen Jump rankings work, the chapter that you felt like most strong about is number 1, the second most is number 2, and the third most is number 3. Comedy is like a really strong staple for Jump readers, but it's never the one that hypes them up enough to like be like, this is the number 1 chapter. And so it's like they on average always end up like being lower, and they're always gonna take a little more reading than a lot of the
Right.
more action based series, which is gonna hurt the sheer number of people. But the demographic they bring to Jump is like just not the same, so they're important to keep in, which is why you can't replace Ayashimon with me and Roboco, because the people who read me and Roboco are likely not the same people who are sticking around for like Ayashimon and vice versa necessarily. So it's like can't really say that.
Mhm.
People will try.
Yeah. Again, rest in peace. Wish
Fun
they
ride.
could have had a ending they wanted to do. But it was fun. I will not regret my time reading this. I wish best of luck to the author. I think we can move on from there, shall
We'll wait your next work.
we? Yes. Kaiju number 8.
It was like fine. I feel like it was kind of just an extension of the last chapter in a way that's like kind of predictable. Like I mean, predictable not in a bad way. They just set it up to resolve. So it's like,
the arc seems to be done now. Killed the thing.
yeah.
So, I guess just at this point, it's just like, we get back to Kafka.
Yeah. I don't know. Like,
the relationship between these two doesn't really interest me all that much.
yeah.
I liked Kafka with the boy. I don't remember his name.
Reno or like
Reno.
Ichikawa Reno
Or whoever the main guy of these two in the most recent chapters.
Well, main guy is in like, because what do you mean by main guy? Because the perspective is from the guy.
Of these two, whoever is like one of the main three. I don't remember. It's the one who doesn't have the big hair.
Yeah, no, that's Ichikawa Reno.
Reno? Okay, yeah. He should. I like him in. I literally just said Kafka. Him and Kafka's like energy bouncing off each other is nice. I like them together, but him kind of carrying the series by himself isn't really that interesting. And the side character, well, I enjoyed him.
I like his archetype. I like the archetype of character that he is.
Yeah, I enjoy him a lot. I just, I hope he's more relevant as time goes on. Like I hope this isn't just to like set up something that won't matter later. I'm gonna be optimistic and say like it's good. I didn't realize I'd like this character as much as I do now, but I do. So it's cool.
Yeah, I think that it was cool to like spotlight him. I definitely hope to see Haru like do more stuff in the future. Mm-hmm. I definitely feel like they didn't set him up the most elegantly, but he's definitely like a lot cooler than like most of the people. So
yeah, they beat the crap out of that gigantic kaiju this chapter. So yeah, no, the hopefully the arc moves on and we get to see more Kafka running around peeing out of his nipples.
Kind of curious to see like how, if Reno, like, will he be able to handle the suit or like not? Because they're going back and forth on that point a lot. So I'm not really sure, to be honest, as to whether or not he's gonna like mainstay, like be the dude with the suit or like not. But I mean, I feel like eventually he will. But like, I don't know how difficult this path will be for him.
Right. Just gonna have to wait and see. This is another one of those chapters that just not much happened. Not much to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I did like the metaphor of like Iharu like punching the wall till like it broke. I thought that was cool.
It's like I like that too, but I feel like a lot of shonen have something similar to that. Maybe not exactly, but like,
yeah, it's not like special, but like
I mean I enjoy it.
I like the part, the framing of it, in that it's like he's accepting his own strength, and so he's just gonna do what he's good at, which, you know, it's not the first time I've seen it, but I think the execution is like pretty good.
Sakamoto Days is interesting right now. I'm a big fan of kind of what's happening.
I might have to like start might have to start like low key paying attention more. Not that like
you haven't been paying attention.
Not that it hasn't had my attention already, but it's more like Sakamoto Days has just kind of been like the light read for me every week, and now things are becoming, now that this arc is over, it seems like the track that we're on is gonna lead to even more, like, I guess, serialization. Like, things felt like a lot more weekly, I guess. Not weekly. Things were continuing, but things are like, they didn't feel as interconnected before, and now things are all coming together. Because like, I had to like remember, like at the end of the chapter, they were like, "Oh, it's you piloting the plane." And I was like, I remember this guy, but what did he do?
He was like obsessed with movies and making a movie, but I guess he's secretly working for the bad guys.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of like, oh man, like
there's like
They're plot twisting all over the place now.
This like assassin organization really needs to like do something about the like security. They need to like hire some like better security.
Yeah, you would
'Cause
think that like for a group of assassins, they would have like they'd be more on this because but apparently not.
there's like a deer head guy who's like the bane of your existence. He's like causing you so much grief. And he's just able to like slip his guys into your ranks and you don't even know about it. Like it's just silly to me. But it's not a series that really takes itself too seriously, like in the deeper sense. Like it's always a little bit goofy. What else happened this chapter? The two supporting characters.
Oh yeah.
The two supporting characters that came this arc are gonna be like they're gonna be brainwashed or become bad guys or something. Because the girl stopped being a fan of Sakamoto.
Yeah.
Because he's fat.
Well, no, that's not the real reason. I mean, depending on how you look at it, if you really misconstrue it, like, yeah, that is the reason why. But her reason was like, oh, I'm not a true fan of Sakamoto because I couldn't tell who he was under the layer of fat,
Really? I thought she was saying she wasn't a true fan because she was superficially uninterested when...
Oh, I interpret it as... the way I read it, let me look at it again. Because when I was reading it, the way I saw it was like, oh, how could I have been so superficial in judging this person when he was actually the real Sakamoto? But maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember.
I thought it was the fact that he was overweight and she was like, wait a second, I'm not as interested anymore. Oh, was I a fake fan? Am I that superficial? Maybe I'm misremembering. You could be
well, no. That's what I'm saying is that she was saying like when she's questioning, is she a fake fan? I thought it was like if she like couldn't prove herself to be the number one fan, then she couldn't be a fan at all. What I assume. Hold on, let me because she's saying like I'm supposed to love him no matter what. Am I totally disqualified as a fan? Like she's basically saying like to me, I was like, she's like, oh, she like couldn't recognize him, and therefore she committed some sort of cardinal sin in her own brain, so she's not allowed to be his fan, even though she would want to be.
I don't know if I got that from it, but
that's what I got. But I mean, I don't know.
That's what interpretation allows for.
Yeah, that's true.
My cat is sitting on me and shedding right now, all over me. Anyway, the rest of the chapter, it was fine. They were kind of just standing around post battle. I don't know what the deal is with the evil organization. I don't understand what their end goal is. I guess that might be the point that we're not supposed to know. But I don't know, just to get 2 recruits seems like a weird reason to do all this, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of curious to see like the one character I'm curious about is the aunt of the one girl. She was like one of the famed 3 assassins like at the academy before. Like I'm curious to see what she's about because it seems like they're building up to her like in a big way, but like I don't know, like maybe she's a part of the evil organization. That'd be kind of cool. Be cool. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm interested to see where this goes. But I'm just hoping because this arc was a breath of fresh air, I think. So I'm hoping that it keeps it that way. Ayashimon wasn't the only one that left Jump this week. My Hero Academia Vigilantes also went out.
This one feels a little bit less like a rest in peace and a little more like a send off.
Yeah.
Because Vigilantes was going on for a while, and it felt like they reached a conclusion that was reasonable.
At least more planned for.
Yeah.
And it also ended with them saying like to be continued in My Hero Academia.
But
Um,
this is where the contention comes in, because are they saying that because this is the prequel to My Hero Academia in the timeline, like we have to continue on to My Hero Academia, or are they saying that because there's going to be a tie-in from Vigilantes to the main series later?
I don't know. I would think that they're going to bring in the characters, at least Koichi, into the main series, because why not? I mean, technically, yes, it is continued in My Hero, but the thing is, like, who's starting My Hero Vigilantes before My Hero?
Yeah,
That's why I think it's going to be like characters from Vigilantes will appear in My Hero proper, and not like, oh, technically this came first, so continue the story here, because like I don't think anybody started Vigilantes without having read My Hero first, and if they did, then
you're weird.
they got the pure experience, and you're weird. But I don't know. I'm hoping to see Koichi. That would be incredible, and Captain Celebrity too would be awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, because I was kind of ranting last week about how useless I felt that Stars and Stripes was as a character. But I am willing to believe in the idea that maybe they just wanted to introduce America as a concept so that the real lads can take the throne and we know that America exists. Because
Introduce America as a concept is a really funny thing to say.
Because, I mean, Captain Celebrity and Koichi are in America. Captain Celebrity, he was supposed to be the number one hero in America, right?
No, I think he was like number one in like the popularity.
Oh,
I don't think it was like actual like numbers of like
right
what was happening.
But if you, according to My Hero Academia, is popularity superseded by anything else, I mean,
maybe America has a different system.
Yeah, probably. Either way, yeah, I think it would be cool if Pop was like the guy in the chair type of person in the future, because it seems like she's done fighting.
Yeah, she didn't really fight in the first place.
Yeah, she never really did, to be fair, yeah. But now she has like the eye patch and stuff. I don't know. She seems like pretty set up for in the chair role.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll see Knuckle Duster. It'll be cool. I like how the series ended, actually, that last panel where he's like, I am here.
Yeah. I hope him and Koichi show up in My Hero proper. That would be awesome. I think Knuckle Duster in the current arc of like in the current like what's going on in the world would be thriving in this setting of just being villains all over the place, him just beating the crap out of all of them. Awesome. Be awesome to like see. I hope they aren't done with the characters. Yeah, I'm gonna miss this series. It being not replaced, but us being left with just standard My Hero, when I definitely enjoyed it much more than standard My Hero, is gonna be a little bit sad, but I'm glad it got to end the way it wanted to and not go the way of Ayashimon.
Yeah, it definitely it felt a lot more like it ended on its own terms, and that's always a good thing, because it's unfortunately more of a rarity for Jump series, for a lot of manga in general than Yep.
Another thing I really enjoyed was just like it was mostly narration, but I did enjoy the stuff with Koichi, like not knowing English, reporters kind of tripping him up.
Oh yeah.
I think that was pretty fun. That was good comedy. Everyone
like
thinking everyone thinking he's a villain too was very funny.
I like how they keep the whole vigilante thing, because they had that slider. That was really good.
That was cool. I'm gonna always hope that he's gonna show up every day, every week. Is Koichi there? In My Hero proper until it happens or it ends. So we'll see. But I had a great ride. It's ended a fun way, and I hope this, because he's like an editor, not an editor, assistant to Horikoshi. the My Hero author. So I'm hoping he might get to do more stuff in the future because it was a lot of fun. Mashle.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. the the chapter followed someone who quite literally doesn't matter to us or the world. I don't know. It showed off like an. Is it a new character? The guy who like took care of the problem this week.
I,
If it is,
maybe,
if it's not, I don't remember them at all.
yeah, I don't think I thought they were introduced like this chapter or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it
I like
seemed
couldn't
like
remember.
it. But the I don't know, random gag side character appeared. He helped the child escape this gigantic monster that's attacking the wizard town, and Mashle's being recovered right now.
I thought that was funny.
That was funny, but it was one panel at the
thing.
literal very end.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Good chapter in isolation, but like not what I wanted, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like Mashle when it's just being like dumb comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's where it's strongest, and the whole like building up to like plot and seriousness and like having stakes and stuff. Like I don't know, it doesn't really work. I think the reason it doesn't work too is because Ash is just so built up to be OP. Like obviously he's not the strongest or anything. He's not like Saitama, but like I don't know. I kind of like the vision of that more because it's a better like comedy. I guess maybe in a way it's like a little different from One Punch Man. Like it's trying to separate, and I can respect that I guess in a way, but I feel like the setup doesn't lend itself to that very well.
Right. I hope we have more comedy because like I agree with you. I like the comedy the most. But it seems like we're gearing up for the end times of Mashle, and it's gonna be serious stuff. We'll see though. I have hopes. I have dreams for this one.
Yep.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
His name is Kinoji, right? Or is it something else?
Yeah. Yep.
In something,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. I don't like his power.
Yeah, no, I don't I didn't understand it to begin with, and now that it's like adding more to it, I'm like, all right, I don't understand it. I didn't understand it before, and now you're just adding more to it. So I'm just like, all right, you're kind of losing me.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's just he gets a jackpot punch and he can do his domain expansion again because he has like a quote unquote infinite, because he doesn't actually have infinite cursed energy, right? It's just if he hits the jackpot, it resets, so it's as if he has infinite. Because if he punches enough times, then eventually he'll statistically like get it again or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be something the anime has to handle.
Yeah, because there are definitely panels where I think if the anime takes it, it'll just be a fucking ride. But like Gege's art, it's really good at being like gritty. And it's really good
kinetic.
At being like kind of like when it comes to the really extravagant stuff, it's good but not fantastic, you know? And I think like for a power like this that I can't really mechanically attach myself to because it's quote unquote luck based, like it's kind of difficult to get into the mood if it's not like very apparently like this is fucking epic. It's really difficult to attach myself in that way. Yeah, because you know, like if you have a luck based power, like everything just feels convenient, you know? Like, because he said in that one chapter, like, my skill is I like make my own luck or something like that. Right. And I was just kind of like, I don't understand what you're saying.
He uses his skill to grab a hold of luck, I think was the line.
I don't.
That's just anime nonsense. It's, I don't know. We just have to accept it and move on kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, the action is cool, like when he's punching and stuff. Like, I just don't understand how his power works.
Yeah, like I said, anime will handle all of that, and we'll be like, oh, okay, I got you.
No, like the rules. I'm taking what they're giving me. I understand them, but I think they're supremely stupid. Because, like, how am I supposed to know, like, it's one thing if it was, like, a lot more, like, numerically strategic. Like, if it was, like, if I fulfill certain conditions, then I, like, have a higher chance of, like, gambling to, like, get some, like, power-up, you know? And Jujutsu Kaisen's not one to be too adverse to, like, having, like, pretty lengthy explanations for things, I feel like, you know? It definitely is okay with having, like, really weird, convoluted powers, but I don't know, it's just not, like, it doesn't feel strategic enough for me to be, like, invested, because I'm like, well, I'm just along on a wild ride, like, I don't know what's gonna happen, like, what, like, is he just gonna get unlucky eventually, like, what's happening? I don't know. Like, the action is cool, I like the action, that's what the chapter, like, excels at, so it's not like it was, like, terrible. I just don't like Shinji's power. It's hard to, like, it just makes it hard to feel invested.
I don't know what to say. I was kind of hoping we'd get more with Panda in this one.
Yeah.
But...
I like Kinji's character, by the way. Just to...
Oh, yeah. I think he's cool. I literally just I can't grasp his power at all.
Yeah, like, I feel like I get it. I either don't get it, and I'm just, like, really dumb, or I do get it, and it's, like, impossible to like for me.
Oh, we're really dumb, but I don't know if it's even... Like, even if we weren't, like, would we be able to grasp it?
Yeah, like, I don't know. I just don't like it right now.
Yeah. So that doctor guy was a traitor? Was his wife?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of alluded to that before.
Was that set up?
I don't know if the wife was set up. They kind of set up...
Well, no, the doctor. Like, I don't remember the doctor being a bad guy ever.
Well, they set it up in the sense that they set it up in the sense that, like, they used his wife against him, and we knew that was, like, a thing, but I don't think they set it up at all prior. So, like, you could say they set it up now, but when it was very, very obvious that he was going to turn and be a traitor, it was not really set up before that. So, take that as you will.
Fair enough. Well, I thought it was interesting, nonetheless, whether or not they set it up or not, which I guess they did. I thought it was a lot of fun. I like the idea that there's always been this, like, traitors within the midst of this place. I want to see Andy go back now and, like, jump back through the time loop and just, like, do everything right this time. Get everyone on his side, because that would be cool. Be fun. What I'm curious about is he gonna be there twice? Or is it just like there's one instance of everyone, and if somebody goes back on the arc, the instance that would be there is replaced by them? I assume that's how it works. But
yeah, no, I think that's how it works, because otherwise we'd be seeing, like, a million of, like, the Unjustice girl.
Right, yeah. But yeah, Andy's gonna kill this guy. I don't know what the like why it's, like, being portrayed like it. Like, this guy's, like, way weaker than someone like Rip. At least on the surface, it seems like it. So, like, I don't know. I like, was reading this chapter, I was like, bro, next chapter's just gonna start with, like, Andy just kicking his head off and then going on the thing. But
do we know, like, what Nico's power is? Because when they were fighting the spring guy, I feel like they blacked it out, but I don't remember.
I don't remember either. The spring arc is kind of like fog in my brain.
I'll look it up real quick, actually. Cut this out. Sure. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure in the spring arc it was blacked out. I don't think we know what his negator ability is.
Unlive.
Unlive. The ultimate counter to undead. No, but, like,
he just dies whenever he uses his ability.
I don't know. I found the one quote to be kind of interesting, but then I felt like it just kind of took it back. Because what was it? Nico was like, He said exactly, if we assume that all of humanity, no, all life forms are being controlled by the rules God has crafted, maybe I'm being controlled by someone. And so it's kind of like, I don't know, I guess it's like a free will type of argument.
Right. But then he goes on to, like, immediately to say he wants to kill God.
Well, no, because he said, like, I have to choose between killing God and choosing my wife. Because the reason he would choose God, the reason he would kill God is to obtain free will. But I think what he's trying to say is that he's accepting that he has no free will as long as it means that he can get his wife. But, like, Andy is trying to choose free will because he wants to die, right? Or
Yeah.
I guess at this point he's moved on, wanting to die. He's choosing free will so that he can enjoy his life. Andy was like, I don't want to wax philosophical. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. I don't know how much they're gonna go into the idea more. I hope they go into the idea more. I have complained before about the series, like, trying to overemphasize the themes without properly, like, showing it in the series. They just kind of, like, make up bullshit and then they just say, like, yeah, that's how it is. And I hope that's not how this turns out, but I don't know. What he was saying, what Nico was saying was an interesting idea. I just don't know how that's gonna pan out. Obviously, I think Andy's gonna find a way to beat him, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. Question is how? Like, I just want it to be executed right, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want Nico to just go down, like, his philosophy is just lost to losing. I kind of want to see it.
It's gonna be like probably how Rip was, where he's gonna say, like, I'll make it better next time for you.
I hope not.
I don't know. I'd probably be satisfied with something like that. Like, he's kind of getting his side quests ready for when he goes back.
Oh, okay. It's like he's gonna. I see what you're saying now. He's gonna trust Andy to handle problem. I see. Okay,
going back with the knowledge, yeah. So
as long as it's, like, emotionally resonant, because I mean, from what Nico's saying, he's like, no, I'm chill with God, dude. I'm chill with God. I just want my wife or whatever. So
right, the two bad guys are trying to get in as well. That's happening. I don't know.
Oh yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
They probably will come up. Like, it'll probably not be easy for Andy to make it into the arc. They're probably gonna throw a wrench in things. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a scenario where it's like Andy and Nico are fighting, and they show up and they, like, wreck Andy real quick, and then maybe Nico, like, sacrifices himself to, like, be like, ride the arc, Andy. But they have to set that up in some philosophical diatribe, so that it makes sense that they would do that. So hopefully they do, but I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see. It'll be cool.
We'll see. That's the motto here. We'll see. I hope the next chapter is cool. Yeah, no, I this week has been very good. Standout for me was probably One Piece. I've been enjoying One Piece a lot. Might be saying that a lot, but of course I gotta give a lot of love to Ayashimon and Vigilantes for being great runs. Yeah, no, I enjoyed this week's Shonen.
Yeah, I think for me, probably my standout chapter of the week. A little difficult to give a standout to anything in particular, but I guess like me and Roboco, I'm just happy for it that it's, like, finally getting the anime. So that was cool.
No, that's great. I'm glad they get to celebrate something cool.
Yep.
And anyway, I guess that's all we have to talk about this week. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We will respond to you. And we're gonna be.
If you
back.
made it this far, thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you. Next week we'll be picking up right where we left off, talking about a bunch of new chapters. I think Jujutsu Kaisen is on break next week.
Okay.
So we'll have to be covering that. And thank you again. We love you, and have a wonderful day.
See ya.